Hi everyone. Let's discuss a data transformation scenario in Excel where we will be dealing with an unstructured and unorganized form of raw data. This generally happens when copy pasting data or performing web scraping from online sources. As we all know, a web page typically consists of various elements including data represented in a tabular format. Now, one thing to note, and we might have observed that not all web pages allow users to download their data in an Excel or CSV file. And for some, it might be a premium feature the user should pay for to get the download access. We can often see this happening on government websites or even trade data portals where data is available only for viewing, but there is no option to download it unless you unlock it. So the only option we left with is typical copy paste method. But the problem with this occurs sometimes that when data is pasted into spreadsheets like Excel, it does not retain its tabular structure anymore and data gets messed up in a single column like this. Let's see this by doing it live, bringing data from such a website. We have YouTube keyword finder kind of website, and this I have picked up just for representation purpose. However, this particular website supports downloading in CSV or Excel file, but many websites don't give you that option. So if I copy paste this tabular data, there is a challenge. Other elements of web page gets copied, but the data underneath the table is left unselected. So the best way is to use these scrollers, dragging all the way to the down and then trying to copy paste. This will eventually select all the elements present above. Now when pasted in a spreadsheet, see here the data was present in a table, but when pasted in Excel, it loses its structure. And I'm glad that we have this particular kind of scenario which consists of non-textual values as well, such as this country flag, YouTube logo, etc. Because when you try to copy this particular elements, it will result in blank values in the cells, as it will pick up them as images. So further, we need to look at the data cleaning and transformation part as well. So how can we resolve this? Now, of course, you can use ChatGPT or any other LLM model and ask it to return a well-structured data in a tabular format. But imagine a huge size of dataset. Then doing it that way may not be a good approach. Then, is there any way to make it structured? Well, yes, there is a ready-made formula in Excel called WRAPROWS and WRAPCOLS being used in these type of scenarios. By the way, these functions are introduced in Excel from Office 2024 version onwards. So if you are still on an older version, I would highly recommend you to upgrade. And doing that is very simple. It's just a 5-7 minutes process. You can check out my dedicated video on that and get it installed successfully. Now let me show you how it works. First, let's look at the official Microsoft documentation of. Here's the syntax. It says, first it accepts the vector, that means the data range that you will pass, and then wrap count, that means how many maximum number of values you want to fix in each row. Now here mark my words. This simply means at which position should I break my data range so that it completes a single row of my table, and remaining sequence will follow accordingly. Let's have a practical look at it. After pasting the data here, invoke this formula in cell B1. WRAPROWS. Now what this formula does is, if you could see a certain pattern in the pasted data, that it repeats itself sequentially. I mean the order it contains. Observe these headers first, and then likewise rest of the values are repeated and present accordingly. So we have to transpose these values of certain length and structure it in a tabular form. That's exactly what WRAPROWS formula does. First, passing a range, you can give entire column also, and then that particular cell position from which you want to break it. That means what will be your last column header of your intended table. From our target table, this is the last column header present at this position from top in the range we have pasted. Let's apply the formula. So it returns something, but still it is not structured. Do you know why? Well, remember, we have blank values present as well in our data. That's causing the exact problem for this formula because it is unable to predict the structure. Let's see if we can eliminate them. So looking at my table, I can figure out that I don't need these country column and logo column in my result table. So somehow I have to delete them from here. One thing I can observe is since these are non-textual columns, the values will always be blank. Let me copy and spatial paste this data to some other location to see it better. By the way, you can use Ctrl+Shift+V to spatial paste the data. Now we have to remove those two columns including headers. So since values are already blank in this column, let's make headers also blank. I will simply delete them. Now it's pretty simple. We only have to remove blank values from this data. But how can we do that in one go? And we actually have to eliminate entire blank rows. And doing like this will take you hours, of course. That won't be the right approach. Also, if you are thinking of sorting it first and then deleting it so that all the blank values gets aside, don't you think the data order gets messed up? That will be another challenge and hence WRAPROWS formula will eventually fail. So what could be the better approach? Well, let's select the entire column. Press Ctrl+G on your keyboard. This pops up the selection pane. Then select blank and click OK. This will select all the blank values present in the data range. Now in the Home tab itself, open this drop down beside Delete option and select Delete entire row. This will take some time and now all the blank values are vanished successfully. Since our data is in correct format now, let's apply WRAPROWS formula. Pass the range, last column header position from top, which is this one, and finally the data is in structured format. Let's cross check from our initial table and data is represented in the correct format. So likewise, you can rearrange and restructure raw dataset as per your needs using modern Excel formulas like WRAPROWS or WRAPCOLS. So I hope it helps you in handling different scenarios with messy datasets. Also, I would recommend that you must try it on your own at least once and get a practical hands on it. If you have any other approach, please comment it down below. It will be valuable for everyone out there to learn something new. Anyways, thank you so much for watching till here. See you in my next video.